Hey y'all, I'm back. I literally just wrapped the other video that was posted right before this, and I just turned the camera on. So I'm still excited, still on 10, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this video. Like I said when I was ending the last video, a lot of the things that I feel like maybe I didn't get a chance to say or address in that video will definitely be addressed in this video. But this is kind of like a part 2 to me getting into the state of being, and how we can all stop trying and start being, and really, truly, effortlessly, seamlessly manifest our desires, honestly. So I'm going to jump right on in and let you guys know some of the things that I do every single day to keep me, I will say 97% of the time I am in the state of the wish fulfilled. And I've been this way for the last 2 months now, right? And I think this is amazing because I've spent so much time going back and forth between states, you know, being in the state of the wish fulfilled and then getting triggered and being snatched out and staying out for a while and then getting back in. Now I'm back in and then getting triggered, then get snatched out, then staying out for a while, you know. And so it just feels really good to have to just be, to finally, to literally finally be in the state of the wish fulfilled, to finally be the version of myself that already has what she wants. It is, I love it here. I love it here. And I want you guys to get here too and stay here. Okay. So anyway, I wrote down about 10 things. All 10 things probably don't need to be bullet points, but they are. So when we get to them, we'll just, you know, pass right on by them if we need to. So the first thing I do every single day is meditate. But wait, I don't want to start there. I wanted to end the last video because I was talking about being in the state. And I know a lot of people, you know, as far as techniques and methods and things like that. And yes, I still do use affirmations, but I pretty much only use the wouldn't it be nice when I do use affirmations. Because so many people ask me that all the time, especially in my small group coaching. But, you know, I affirm a lot. I affirm a lot. But here's the thing. My affirmations don't sound like your typical affirmations. My affirmations sound like conversations. I'm like talking to myself in my head, right? So, because I feel like a lot of people, when they think of like affirmations and robotic affirming or having like this, you know, repetition with your affirmations, they probably think it sounds kind of like, you know, I am abundant. My SP loves me. I love myself. I am rich, I am wealthy, or whatever the case. And that's fine. That's fine if that's your go-to. But what works best for me and what really gets my ego on my side quickly and impresses my subconscious even more quickly is when I create affirmations that sound the way that I talk. So, as a Black woman, I use a lot of AAVE, okay? I use a lot of Ebonics, if you want to call it that. When I'm talking to my homegirls or talking to my family, you know, I talk, and that's how I want my affirmations to sound. I want my affirmations to sound like my normal voice, right? And the way that I would normally talk. I don't want these like pre-whatever affirmations, just me personally. But anyway, so my affirmations very much sound like a conversation in my head. And maybe I'll get to some examples of what that sounds like as we're going through this. Okay. So we'll probably circle back to that for sure. But one of the main things that I do every single day that is a non-negotiable is I meditate every single day. I personally meditate for at least 22 or 33 minutes a day. I just love those numbers. Don't ask me why, but either 20 to 30 minutes every single day, sometimes longer, sometimes an hour, but this is just what I like to do personally. But when I say meditate, I do meditate where I just meditate where it's just silent, where I try to just clear my mind and not really think thoughts or not really do anything, just kind of meditate. But I also meditate, and this is the meditate I'm talking about, where I say, okay, I'm going to set my timer for 33 minutes. And for this entire 33 minutes, I am just going to spend time in the wish fulfilled And this is kind of what it sounds like. Okay, so here's an example of my inner conversation for the 33 minutes that I'm meditating. It's like, oh my gosh, like, wow, I really manifested my entire life. Like, I really did that. Like, I really am a successful YouTuber. I really am a successful coach. Like, wow, I'm married. Like, I can't believe I'm married right now. Like, this is amazing. I have such a loving husband. I got the children. Like, what more could I want? Like, I literally am living my dream life right now. I'm thinking these thoughts or visualizing or imagining as though I'm reminiscing about my life, or as though I'm like showing gratitude or being grateful. You know, I think you guys get what I'm getting at here. But it's like, it's almost like just sitting in the fact that you ever accomplish something or something happened and you just kind of want to sit in that energy, like, wow, I really scored number 1 in my class. Like, I was really the valedictorian. You know, this is just all made up, but you know, like, you know, that energy of you just sitting in something. That's what I do for my entire 33 minutes or however long I choose to set my timer. And for me, what that is me intentionally being in the state of the wish fulfilled, intentionally exercising my visualization and imagination muscle. That is me intentionally anchoring myself into the state of the wish fulfilled. And like I said, this can look however you want it to look. It can sound however you want it to sound. It can just be visual pictures if you're a visualizer. I am a visualizer, but I always start all of my meditations or imaginations or visualizations with words. And for me, that jogs my brain to start creating the pictures if it does. But yeah, that's how I do it. So every single day I do that. I meditate for at least however long. If you want to start with just 10 minutes, at least every single day for 10 minutes, set your timer and say, for these entire 10 minutes, I'm going to think thoughts from the state of the wish fulfilled, period. No questions asked. All right. Now, the third thing I have written down, I just say, get comfortable talking to yourself in your head. Get comfortable being your own best friend, your biggest supporter, your biggest motivator. What? Okay. The person that you are when you talk to your friends or your loved ones or your children, you know, when they come to you with certain things, like, for example, if your best friend comes to you with some of the same problems that you feel like you have, you would probably respond to that friend and say, oh, girl, it's going to be okay. I know it's hard right now. I know it feels like you're not going to make it. I know it feels like the world is just crashing and burning around you, but trust and believe. I know it's going to get better for you. I know you're going to pull through this. You're a strong woman. You're this, you're that. You know, I know that y'all will encourage your friends and family and loved ones in that way. We're the same person that we are to our friends and family and loved ones is going to be the same person we're going to be to ourselves in our own head. So you know when you're triggered. You know when you're spiraling. You know when you've reverted back to the old version of yourself. When you start saying things like, oh, but I've been manifesting such and such for 3 years and it hasn't happened yet. Or, oh, I've been doing this for X amount of time and nothing's happened yet. Or, oh, I was doing this but it didn't happen. And such, you know when you go back to an old place, that's the time when that motivator, that supporter, that part of you needs to step in and say, okay, but I know we're going to be okay. Everything is going to work out anyway. Even though it looks like these circumstances are not changing, I know that they're changing. I know that there's always movement behind the scene. I know that I already have everything I want. And so I'm going to start acting like I already have what I want. Regardless of what my circumstances are showing me, I can choose every day to show up and be the person who already has everything that she wants. You can start talking to yourself like this. So this is what I mean by inner conversations. These are affirmations. And this is what I mean by my affirmations sounding how I sound. When I pass by myself in the mirror, if there's a voice in my mind that's like, ooh, you're looking a little chubby today. In my mind, I will stop myself in my tracks, because where I'm not going back to is that old state that I know is only going to create more circumstances that I don't want to experience. So I'm going to stay right here in the state of the wish fulfilled. So when those thoughts creep in, and as I'm looking at myself in the mirror, that voice, my bestie in my mind, pops in and she says, oh, girl, did you forget? We in the state of the wish fulfilled. We are here. You are her. You are in your desired reality where you already have your desired body. What are you talking about? You better look in that mirror again. Girl, you look good. Okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like, yeah, girl, you're right. Let me chill, because I actually look kind of cute right now. And I may not feel like I want to feel, but I know I look good because I'm in my desired reality, like duh. And then this is how you train your brain, and you reprogram your mind, literally brick by brick, thought by thought, moment by moment, experience by experience. You are being intentional with your thinking. Thoughts, critical thoughts about my body, when I look at myself in the mirror, those thoughts do not serve me at all. What are they doing for me besides making me feel bad and feel ugly and feel all those other things? They're not serving me. So guess what? I'm gonna be intentional about my thoughts, and I'm gonna remind myself, like, oh, I'm in my desired reality, so I need to think from that version. And if I'm thinking from that version, like, girl, you look good, So yeah, that's what I'm saying. The camera got cut off as I was saying that last part, so I kind of had to start back, but the moment was kind of past and the energy was gone. So I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Number 4, I have set the intention every day to be in the state of the wish fulfilled. And basically what I mean by that is every single day when I wake up and get my day started, I actually set the intentional intention. Really? I actually set the intention to say to myself out loud, hello, desired reality. How are you? And what that means for me is, like, I get to wake up every day and live the life of my dreams. How amazing is this? That's what that means for me when I say hello, desired reality. That is me setting the intention to let myself and everybody else in the room, nobody else is in the room but my 2 cats, know that it's a new person in charge today. It's a new person in town today. And we are thinking from that reality, and we're her today. And so, yeah, I do that every day. I think it's important to be intentional with being in the state of the wish fulfilled. So literally, I make a declaration every morning. Okay, this one, number 5, is crucial. If you don't do nothing else, do this every single day. Aside, and the meditation too. The meditation and this every single day, I promise you, you're going to see such a major difference. Matter of fact, we're going to do a manifestation challenge too. So maybe at the end of the video, I'll talk about it. But every single night as I'm drifting off to sleep, and every single morning as I'm waking up, I am taking advantage of the theta brainwave state during both of these times. Every single night like clockwork. Every single morning like clockwork. There's not a morning or night that I go to sleep or wake up where I'm not utilizing this theta brainwave state. And what I'm doing in this state every time is thinking from the end, or being in my desired reality, or as some of you all like to call it, affirming in my mind. So every night as I go to sleep, sometimes I'll choose to just affirm something, or loop a scene that I visualized from my desired reality, and loop that every single night, and then do the same thing in the morning. Or sometimes I will just simply do the same thing I did in my meditation, which is be in a state of reminiscing, as though I'm looking over my life and showing gratitude for the fact that I have everything that I want. So yes, every single morning, every single night, utilizing the theta brainwave state, period. No questions asked. And then yeah, I think that's all. Oh, the last thing I'll share for this is every single day I find time in my day, and I actually set a timer every night for whatever time I want to for the next day. When that timer goes off, and I have the timer labeled gratitude, when that timer goes off and alerts me, that is my moment to spend however time I've allotted for myself, whether it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, to just express gratitude. And yes, I do express gratitude for the things that I have right now in my physical, tangible possession. But what I do a lot more than that is express gratitude for everything else. So it would sometimes sound like, oh, I'm so thankful and grateful for 1 million subscribers. Like, I cannot believe 1 million people decided to click subscribe on my channel and come to my little corner of the universe and engage with me. Like, wow, I really have 1 million subscribers. I'm so grateful for everyone who chooses to subscribe. I'm so grateful for everyone who chooses to watch and comment and engage with me in a positive way. And I'm so grateful for the husband that I have and being married. I'm not married yet, right? But this is what my gratitude sounds like every single day. I'm already being thankful for the things that aren't physically present yet. And I do this everything I talked about in this video. Every single day I do these things, and doing these things helps me to maintain the state of being and the state of the wish fulfilled, which are the same thing. But yeah, it just helps me to maintain this state. And you guys, I have never felt better. I've never been more confident. I've never been, I just love it here. I just love it here. And I want more people to intentionally be in this state and make it your dominant default state. And it has no choice. It has no choice but to push out. Like I said, the past 2 months, things have literally felt like they are just popping up out of thin air and just appearing magically in front of me. And to me, it's normal initially, but then I'm like, wait, that's a manifestation. Things are just happening, and all I'm doing is being and thinking as the version of myself who already has what she wants. There is no separation. You're either being the version of yourself that already has what you want. You're either thinking as the version of yourself that already has what you want, or you're not. That's just it. And wherever you are, dominantly, is the experiences that you're going to manifest. Your desired reality has its own thoughts, has its own feelings and energies and emotions and experiences that you want to experience. It's everything that you want. And obviously we already know what the other state has. We know, right? That state, we don't want that anymore. So yeah, so I'll end this video by saying I think we should do like a 7-day challenge. So hopefully this video will go out on Thursday, which is January 25th. So from Thursday, January 25th until the following Thursday, I want you guys to decide that for those 7 days straight, for as much as you can, for 24 hours a day, 7 days straight, commit to being in the state of the wish fulfilled. Or if you want to call it, commit to being the person that already has what they want. Commit to doing that for 7 days and see how things around you change. And we'll come back and talk about it. And I'll make a video on it because obviously I'm going to still be doing the same thing as well. And don't worry, when you feel yourself falling out the state, or when you've become aware that you've fallen out the state, at that moment, get back in the state and let's do it again. So yeah, that's the challenge. So I will see y'all again on this topic in a week. So if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to rate the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sending nothing but peace, love, and blessings. Happy manifesting.